Hi, my name's Tom. I work at the Mullany Fund. I'm here today with an ex-student of the e-mentoring program, Reuben. So, Reuben, if you want to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Reuben. I'm currently in year 11. Yeah.
Ideal. Thanks very much. So just want to ask you, why was it that you registered for e-mentoring? What was it about it that made you want to sign up?
Um, well, it sounded like a really good idea to learn more about what I want to do as like an engineer. It sounds like a good way to find out like what it takes to be an engineer.
Yeah, sure. And did you want to be an engineer? Did you know you wanted to be an engineer before you signed up?
Yeah, yeah.
What is it about engineering that sort of inspired you?
Well, I have a mechanical mind and I like working out how things work, and it just seemed like the right thing for me to do.
Yeah, definitely. That sounds great. So what was your experience of the e-mentoring program? Can you just tell us a bit about sort of who your mentor was and what you learned?
Yeah. Um, so I've completely forgotten his name, but my mentor was a design engineer, um, and he was really helpful because on messaging him, he straight got straight back to me, and he kept answering my questions straight away, and he's really helpful to find him helping me answer my questions about what I had about his job and like how he got his job. Yeah.
Brilliant. And was there anything that you learned that kind of completely surprised you about being an engineer?
Um, Sort of like yeah, like how much there is to being an engineer.
Yeah, definitely. So, a more complex idea about the job than you first had.
Yeah.
And did it help you having someone who'd been there before? Is there anything about your mentor's experience that was sort of different to what you'd learned about before?
Um, yeah. Um, it's just different really because I've spoken to quite a few engineers and who are like more structural, but he's a design engineer, so it helps like find out the different like fields of engineering, and it's good to get better variety in it.
Yeah, so it's good to get an idea of a really what's actually a really varied profession. Um,
Yeah,
and did you talk about anything else except the career? Did you talk about sort of school work and things like that?
yeah. He helped me like give tips for like revising and just like asked how school was going, and yeah, really nice guy.
Brilliant. Well, that's great to hear. And so it was obviously through your mentor that you got eventually onto a week's placement at AECOM, the engineering company in Cardiff. Um, so could you just tell us a little bit about what you did during that week to start with?
Um, so in that week, it was really good experience, and it was really fun. So I went around different people and I looked at what each person was working on, like what they specialize in. So I looked at drainage, I looked at 3D modeling, and it was really good experience because like I went by myself on the train, so it's like a good adventure, and I learned so much that week. I have, and it just really helped me set my mind on to becoming an engineer.
So it kind of confirmed that that's what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So were you in the same department each day, or did you move around a bit?
So the Cardiff office is mainly highways, but within that they have different people working on like drainage or like bridges and stuff like that. But it's mainly, yeah, just highways.
Cool, cool. And is there do you just sort of give us an idea about what you learned there that yeah, again, really surprised you, something that you don't think you would have got anywhere else?
Well, there was like so many factors to designing the thing. So you got like environmental, like so many different like rules and regulations you have to like follow, and it is just mind blowing how much there is to it.
Yeah, again, it sounds very complex. Um, so could you also tell us a little bit? There's obviously the work they do is really important. Can you tell us a bit about your experience of just sort of being in an office every day? How did that make you feel?
I quite enjoyed it because their office was really welcoming and stuff, and it didn't feel like this formal office. It just felt like a place where you can just get on with your work and you'll be all right like that. I mean, they had a really nice coffee machine in their kitchen, and it was just brilliant. And I found it quite interesting working in an office because everyone else was just like minding their own business, and then I was just there looking around at everything, wondering what everything was and all that. Yeah,
So it's a good environment to work in, you think?
really good environment.
Brilliant. So could you just sort of sum up what you think you enjoyed most about that week?
Um, I enjoyed the adventure of it, going like the daily commute every day by myself on the train, and like working my way to the office by myself, and it just like helped me like understand what it's like to work.
Yeah, brilliant. So not just, the grades in university or whatever it is, and just the sort of day to day what it's really like.
Yeah, yeah,
Do you think it's a sort of a sense of independence you got?
yeah, very much so.
Brilliant. And so sort of looking to the future, I know I spoke with you when you sort of during the week and you'd learn a little bit about not just the job, what it's like to work there, but also how you were going to get there in the future. Have you got an idea about what you're going to do, what your next steps are?
Um, so for year 11 now, my grades are looking really good. So it will be on to college to do maths, physics, and then something else which I'll enjoy. Um, and then after those 2 years in college, I'll try and get a degree apprenticeship with AECOM.
Fantastic. And so what do you know so far about degree apprenticeship? Is that something you talked about when you were on work experience?
Yeah, so basically you work whilst you learn, obviously, and you earn whilst doing that. So the one with AECOM is 6 years, where you have one day a week in university, and then the rest of the week working. And yeah, and obviously get a secure job out of it and everything like that.
Brilliant. So does that idea of having sort of a plan out in front of you, you're quite excited to get started on that?
Yeah, and it helps me keep focused on where I need to do and what I need to do, stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely. So obviously it's brilliant. It sounds like you're doing really well with your grades. We sort of noticed that not only about the grades, but what you might learn in sort of your journey is towards that is sort of the other skills you might need that aren't in exams. Have you got anything that you've sort of learned during work experience or in e-mentoring? Those are other skills that you realize you're going to need to develop for to be an engineer.
Um, you need lots of people skills. Um, yeah, you need the ability to keep focused as well. You need that, and also to be able to manage lots of things going on at the same time.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, it sounds like you've had a good time and learned a lot from it. I mean, obviously, I'll ask you, would you recommend this sort of experience to someone?
Of course, I think it was wonderful to be able to have such a good experience. And obviously, you need to pick